Hi friends, Siva here. Welcome back to Siva Notes. Please subscribe the channel and click on bell icon. It's going to motivate us and help me a lot to provide the better content and work hard. Thank you. As part of the course, we are going to discuss about JUnit 5 architecture. Before working with any tool or framework, we need to understand the architecture. Then only we will utilize the framework or tool in a better way. JUnit 4 is a single jar file. So whenever we want to work with JUnit 4, we are going to import or add the dependency of single jar. But in JUnit 5, we are having the combination of JUnit Platform, JUnit Jupiter, and JUnit Vintage. We can call these three are components of JUnit 5. So what is JUnit Platform? JUnit Platform is nothing but it's a test engine. It's a launcher for JUnit 5. We can start the execution by utilizing this test engine. And what is JUnit Jupiter? JUnit Before discussing about JUnit Jupiter, the name, why they named it as Jupiter. The Jupiter is the fifth planet in the planet system, and it's a big largest one. So like that, um, in JUnit they are releasing the fifth version, so they named like JUnit Jupiter. JUnit Jupiter, it's nothing but it's in JUnit API. By using JUnit API only, we're going to write the scripts by using this JUnit API, by using different annotations and assertions, assumptions, and by using different concepts. So what is JUnit Vintage? JUnit Vintage, it's a package which is going to support for JUnit 3 and JUnit 4 test cases. So whenever the company wants to upgrade, there will be no issue, because whatever the previous version JUnit 3 and JUnit 4 test cases are going to completely supported by JUnit 5. Without issue they can execute, and as well as they want to start with the JUnit 5, they can start with JUnit 5 also. So this is JUnit 5, this is JUnit Vintage. Let's go to, yeah, as we discussed, JUnit JUnit Platform is a test engine. Here bo here JUnit Launcher and JUnit Engine API, it's going to support, it's going to be a test engine here. This JUnit Launcher is going to support different IDEs like Eclipse, IntelliJ, NetBeans, and it's going to support the different build tools like Maven and Gradle. It's going to support the console, JUnit console also. So here in JUnit engine API, there are another layer, JUnit 4 engine, JUnit 5 engine, and JUnit test engine. It's going, suppose if this JUnit 4 engine and JUnit 4.12, it's a JUnit Vintage. This is part of JUnit Vintage. Here, like suppose if we want to work with JUnit 4 test cases, even though we're utilizing JUnit 5, just we can add the dependency of JUnit 4 version. We can directly we can execute the JUnit 4 test cases here. Suppose if we want to work with the Java 8, from Java 8 version onwards, we can utilize JUnit 5. We can add the dependencies of Jupiter, and we can work with our scripts. And Coming to JUnit testing, here it's a custom based, completely third party execution. Whatever the testing APIs we developed, we are going to use only the JUnit test engine. We are not going to use any other other functionalities except the extensions. So by using the extensions, we are going to develop our own testing APIs. So our scripts are going to use that third party tool. So JUnit 5 architecture, this is about JUnit 5 architecture. This is completely about the this is completely about theory part. That's it, and from next session onwards we are going to dive into code. Thank you for the support. Please subscribe the channel.